Welcome back to Sessions with Coach April, where real conversations meet real solutions. I'm one of your hosts, April Hogan.
And I'm your other host, Cass Wilfred.
So today we are brewing up some coffee, confidence, and contracts, the morning habits that set powerhouse entrepreneurs apart. So before we get into our conversation, I always have to check, how are you doing today, Cass?
I'm doing great, way better than last week. I'm not I'm not looking to try any extracurricular substances this week. I actually had my coffee, like 2 cups today. So I'm like amped up and ready to go. How are you doing?
I am proud of her. So, you guys, what you guys don't get to see is she has had a day today. So, the fact that she still is full of energy, I know some of them extracurricular substances might sound great. I know a drink after today
Right.
definitely is a thought, right? So, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I am hyped up on energy. I worked out this morning. So, I am still kind of like on my little bit of high. And I had a coffee. No, I didn't have a coffee. Okay, it's a lie. I did have an energy drink though.
Okay.
So um I'm a little energetic. So
Well, it's right on theme for today. So
right, right, exactly. Coffee, confidence, and contracts. All right. All right. So let's hop into the conversation. They say success is found in the morning. So let's start there. Caps, what rituals or practices do successful entrepreneurs swear by before their day begins?
Well, from what I've seen, most successful people are like, I have a routine. I wake up, I pray, I work out, like all this type of stuff, right? And there is merit to it, right? So we've even been on that train of, you wake up in the morning, you meditate, you get a routine to start your day. And that routine kind of gets you in the mindset of wanting to get things done, getting your day started early so you seize the day, make the most out of your day. And like I said, there's merit to it. It does work. We just talked about that this morning. When you get up and you work out first thing in the morning, it kind of puts you in the mood for the rest of your day of I'm going to be successful. I'm going to stay on track. I'm going to get things done. I'm jumping into my day energized. I before now was never a coffee person, right? We're both anemic. So for me, coffee was just like I'm really, really cold. I just need something hot to drink. Coffee's going to do the trick. I've never been a coffee person, but again, I'm starting to see the benefits of being like, all right, this gets me going. This keeps me focused. It allows me to like kind of energize myself and get through my day. So I would say working out, coffee, if you drink it, tea, whatever gets you going, prayer, whatever it is that gets you through your day, but it starts you off on a good positive footing. That's like, all right, I'm getting through this. I'm determined. I'm going to make it. What about you?
So I will say, first of all, it's knowing your morning, like how you are in the morning. You have morning people. I'm a morning person. So I'm up 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, whether I'm up on my computer or I'm up working out. I always start with my devotional. If you're not a morning person, that doesn't mean you can't make the morning successful. You may have to get up earlier than normal. So if you are like, I get up at 10 and then I start my day and I go right to work. Maybe get up 30 minutes to an hour earlier. So that way you can have some time to yourself before the world starts, right?
Mhm.
So that's one of the biggest things for me. Like I get up so early, I do my devotional, my time with God, and then I go into working out ideally. Like that's ideal. It doesn't always happen that way, but that's ideal. And if I'm not working out, I'm working on something because this is my time to be able to do it unbothered. The world is asleep. My kids are asleep. My dogs are asleep, or at least
Mhm.
I can set them outside and they can play around while I'm. But this is the time where it's like I'm unbothered because my time with God, motivate my mind, get myself together, and then I can focus on whether it's physical, working on my physical stuff, and we have
Yeah.
to have that balance, or I'm working mentally on something that I can prepare for my team for the day or prepare for my client for the day, and it kind of gets me in that mode. I feel like the early bird gets the worm. And I
Mhm.
say that because this is the time where, like I said, the world generally is asleep. So do what everyone else is not doing to achieve what everybody else is not achieving. I'm getting my mind together early in the morning. So that would be mine.
Okay. And I completely understand that, but I want to kind of push back a little bit and kind of have not challenge you per se, but
Mhm.
have you answer this challenging question. So, a lot of listeners have hectic mornings. So, what's one quick but powerful habit to add? And the reason why this is important is because for somebody like you, work is your outlet. Like you love what you do, you're focused on getting it done, you actually enjoy doing it. There's a lot of people who are not morning people. They hate their job, quite frankly. So how can people like that kind of mirror that mindset and still get a jump on their day and not make it about I'm getting amped up and excited to go to work and make it less about that, but just about, like you said, getting out and getting that worm as early bird.
So I'll say, I think I almost said it a little bit. So if you are not an early bird, don't get like what makes it ineffective is if I have to be at work at 10:30, but I get up at 9 o'clock. So I have time to get ready, kind of rush, get to
Mhm.
where I need to go, but I didn't give myself time to get my mind together.
Yeah.
So that may mean giving myself an extra 30 minutes. And when I wake up, I don't get up and start moving. The extra 30 minutes isn't to now start rushing. It's to sit up, it's to breathe. It's to now like put positive thoughts in my
Yeah.
head, whether you're a believer or not. Like you may not be a believer and you don't, you're not going to do your devotional like I do, but you still need to devote some time to yourself. So that morning, that extra 30 minutes isn't to say, okay, now I'm about to get up earlier. So no, it's to get up, breathe for a second. Like, all right, let me plan out my thoughts for a minute. Like it's actually not good to get up and hop up. It's better if you get up, take a couple of breaths, you know what I'm saying? Like think for a minute and then move, right?
Yeah.
So maybe first 15 minutes, that's what you're doing. Then you have an additional 15 minutes to now just kind of pace your morning out a little bit. On top of the fact, prepare stuff at nighttime. Don't pick out your clothes in the morning. Pick it out at night.
Yeah.
Prepare your lunch at nighttime instead of the morning. Give yourself time to do things in the morning to where now all you're focused on is your shower, brush your teeth, wash your face, put on your makeup if you wear it, get your hair together, whatever. So you're not like packing so much in the morning and it
Yeah.
doesn't feel so gruesome to now have to like get ready for this place I don't want to be. Now, another
Mhm.
answer, if you don't like what you're doing, don't spend time in a space you don't like. So I
Yeah.
hate to say that, like, and not liking, like I cannot like something in my company, right? But I still love it. So if
Mhm.
you're in a place that you hate, I'm sorry, find a way out.
Yeah.
That's because I don't think it's even if you had 2 hours to get ready, I don't think it's ever going to get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
So there's always other options. Now, if it's just like, hey, I have this type of like strenuous job, but I enjoy it, or I'm okay for now, then just give yourself extra time to get your mind together. So that way you're not like getting right there if you're not a morning person. So that would be my answer. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think for me personally, because I mean, I've been in those situations where it's like, oh, I can't stand going to this job. How can I motivate myself to get through it? So I think for me, it kind of goes hand in hand with what you said as far as giving yourself more time, but versus for me anyway, giving myself more time to kind of figure out what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it. I spend that time like in meditation, kind of like grounding myself in gratitude. Even
Mm-hmm.
if I hate the job that I'm going to, I'm grateful that I have one. It's
Mm-hmm.
changing your mindset. It's not
Yeah.
looking at it like, okay, I gotta go do this at work. I take the kids to school, I gotta do that, and I gotta, you know what I'm saying, like going through all the stuff you gotta do for the day. Just kind of ground yourself and be thankful for all the things that you do have. I have a job, I have transportation. My kids have lunch to take to school. You know what I'm saying? Just be thankful for all the things that you do have that are going your way that you can't control for the day, and spend time grounding yourself in that, because then that makes you feel not as rushed. It makes you feel more appreciative. It makes you feel more positive. And if you spend even just 15 minutes focused on that, I feel like your day won't feel as tedious if you
Mm-hmm.
keep that in the forefront of your mind, or at least if you start the day that way. And
Yeah.
honestly, that's been a big game changer for me. Is before I go to bed at night, I spend a few minutes in gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
When I wake up in the morning, I spend a few minutes in gratitude. I'm always throughout the day. Little wins that I have, my daughter did this. My 9-year-old did this, Sage, recently, and it felt so good to me because it's something I was teaching her. She found a penny on the ground. And she's like, "Mom, I found a penny." I said, "Thank God. That's more money than you had yesterday."
Mm-hmm.
That's him showing you he's always providing for you. Those little changes in your mindset of being like, it's not where I want to be. It's not perfect right now, but is God just showing me you're always providing, that you're always there, that I'm still moving ahead, I'm making progress? Those small changes in your mindset will help ground you each and every time.
Absolutely. I love that. Absolutely. I agree.
So let's connect these routines to real outcomes. So how can your morning routines influence deals, decisions, and your leadership presence?
So I feel like if you wake up with a positive mindset, or even if you don't wake up, but you kind of like set your mind in the mindset, like, hey, this is going to be a good day. I'm
Mhm.
going to accomplish something today. It doesn't have to be $1 million sale, right? Like, even if it's just, I got my feet on the ground, I got to the car, I drove, I made it to work, right? Like, you just having those, like the perspective of number one, I can only do what I can do. A lot of
Mhm.
times we put all these expectations on ourselves, and sometimes it's our bosses, right? Like our bosses put expectations, or but then as long as you gave it your best, then you really can only do what you can do. And at the end
Mhm.
of the day, no matter how hard you try, if it wasn't meant for you to get it, you're not going to get it. So I'm just going to say that if it's not meant for you, you're not going to get it. Now, does
Yeah.
that mean that you can go into a space where you're not doing enough and you can rise to the potential? Absolutely. But even that is not going to be an everyday thing, because like we're people, we're humans, right? So I
Mhm.
think your first thing is going in with the mindset like, I'm just going to do my best, right? Whatever that looks like. However, especially as women, listen, we go to all these dang on cycles of monthly cycles, and I'm not just talking about periods. I'm talking about all these cycles that one
Mhm.
week may seem very like up, and the next week may seem like, you know what, like that pipe you were talking about last episode is not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so really it's just like being in the mindset of like, hey, like I'm gonna show up the way that I show up. How does that influence deals? Typically, how you show up will filter throughout your day, whether it's in people that you talk to, whether it's in the type of work that you put out, and it shows. And then when you do that, you, even as a leader, your team appreciates it, and they work a little harder for you. The decisions you make are based on a positive mind frame instead of being like, you know, based on something that's not positive. You influence deals because when you're talking to people that you're selling to or your clients, you're showing up like you care, right? Like you're now bleeding that into the conversation that they have. So I would say like having those morning routines of just saying like, hey, I'm I'm going to take those extra 15 minutes. I'm going to tell myself I'm going to have a great day. Even if something bad happens, even if I don't know what's happening tomorrow, and I hate to go to the Bible, worry. And I had to tell somebody this recently. You worry about today. That's it. It's not for you to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow may never come. So
Mhm.
you worry about today. That's all you worry about. And really, even today, I hate to even say that, you worry about this moment. Like, not to say don't plan, but actually, in actuality, your plan is never going to go the way you want it to go. You're going to have to
Mhm.
readjust. So, like be intentional in what you want to do, but don't be so focused on that that you allow it to get you down. You have to be able to just continue and be able to navigate around it.
Yeah.
So what about you?
I mean, I absolutely agree. I think intentionality is the most important thing because, like you said, we can try and plan for something and it doesn't go that way. So making the decision every day to be like, I'm intentionally going to do my best, or I'm going to try hard. I'm going to put my best foot forward. Sometimes that's all you can do
Mm-hmm.
is make that your priority to try and have the best day possible. Life is going to happen, unfortunately. It's just going to happen. Um,
Right.
and we can't change that. We just got to
Right.
be able to roll with the punches and adjust as it does happen. So I couldn't have said anything other than what you said. Is just having the intention and grounding yourself and trying really hard to just have the best day possible. Even if that means sometimes you got to stop and recenter yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to stop and take a mental break and go, no, I'm not going to the negative. It's okay because those negative thoughts are going to come. There's been plenty of times I'm like, I'm gonna have a great day, and then I'm running late, or I trip and fall, or like I don't know how many times, like you know how you go to step into your car and like my foot will get
I
caught in
was,
the door, and then I'll fall into the door. Now I got to
I was
get
just
rid
going
of
to
my
ask you,
shoulder.
have you tripped and fall?
Girl, yes, all the time into my car, like, and it's so embarrassing because it's like you see me like clumsily falling into the car, and then I'm like, oh mother, and then I'm cussing, and it's a bad because it hurts, and I bruise easy. It's always like this, and it's terrible.
Uh-huh.
And stuff like that will throw me off because it literally happens every time I get in my car. And but it's frustrating and it's embarrassing, especially when you have a hot coffee in your hand.
I
So
think
yeah,
you have, it's a short person thing. I love you.
that's not necessary. And that is a problem because my legs are little, so trying to raise them up into the car is an issue. But yeah, that's an issue. But yeah, I mean, little stuff like that can throw you off. Even on the way this morning, you deal with other drivers who are driving slow. Like stuff like that just throws you off because it's so frustrating. But you can't control other people. All you can control is you. So just constantly bring yourself back to, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to get mad about it. I'm just going to do what I can do and control what I can control.
Absolutely.
And that's it. And sometimes you just got to leave it there and let nature run its course. That's all you can do.
Absolutely. So we're going to go to a break. I was about to pull up my coffee cup and take a sip, but you guys, it's empty. I'm actually drinking Celsius. And this is not an advertisement for them. They are not paying us. We will see you after this commercial break.
Congratulations, you're a home-based business owner. Freedom, flexibility, and your living room is HQ. It's the dream, right? But just because you work from home doesn't mean the world should know it. Your home address doesn't belong on business registrations, public records, or client invoices. At Rich Innovations, we protect your business and your privacy with our virtual mailbox services. Get a real business address, secure mail handling and digital access without ever leaving home. Separate your personal life from your business. Stay compliant, look professional, and protect your home and your brand. Your address matters. Sign up for your virtual mailbox today.
Welcome back to the show. So we are going to skip into, well, not skip, but now we're going to get into confidence in your preparation, right? Because you can prepare for something and not be confident, which means you won't carry it out or see it all the way through. So let's dig into confidence in preparation.
All right. So confidence is often quiet preparation. So as we dig in, Cass, what is the connection between confidence and preparation in those crucial first hours of your day?
Well, for me, it's a combination of two things, right? Sometimes it's faking it till you make it. And the reason why I say that is because I have my days where I'm like, okay, I'm getting to bed early. I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna get me a workout in. I'm gonna get my day started off on a good foot. And sometimes that works, and some days it doesn't. Some days I didn't go to bed early because I'm one of those people where I wasn't always a morning person. Sometimes I'm still not. I'm one of those people where I've always been defiantly a nighttime person. Like that's my time where after my kids go to bed, it's like, this is my adult time. This is my time to relax to myself. So even if I'm tired, I'm gonna stay awake. So I have time to do what I want to do when nobody's bothering me. Nobody's saying, Mom, can I have, nothing. No, nobody's bothering me at all. So I'm gonna stay awake and I'm gonna read and just have my me time. And that might stretch out into me playing a game until midnight, 1 o'clock, or me watching the show that I've been watching until like 2 a.m. And then when the morning time comes and it's time to get up, I'm now tired and I'm running behind. So that's where the faking it till you making it comes in, because I'm not ready for the day. Right. Yeah, I got some good sleep last night, even though I didn't. So it's either I'm faking it till I make it, or I set my day and I was intentional about getting up and being prepared and ahead of schedule. So what about you?
So I definitely feel like being prepared propels confidence. So if you get up, and I guess that's why I always say that morning time, right? Like even when I show up somewhere, which I mean, today I can't account for because I was like 8 minutes early. Generally, I'm the first one here at the office. Kath beat me this morning. I'm generally the first one at the office. I have not only do I get up early, I get here like at least 30 minutes, an hour, sometimes 2 hours early. Like I've been here at like 6. And my kids are like, why are you there so early? Because I want to prepare my space before y'all get here. So I definitely feel like being prepared makes you more confident because you are already prepared for what's coming. Now, does that mean you're not going to get hit with a couple of things that you aren't prepared for? No, it doesn't mean that. You probably will, especially in what we do. But the positive part is if nothing else is prepared, your mindset is prepared. You've taken the time to prepare your mindset for what's about to happen. So I missed the question. I'm going to go back to it real quick. How do you stay consistent when motivation is low, but responsibilities remain? And I only think this because it's important, right? We all go through that space, and you kind of talked about it. We all go through that space where, getting up early or it's not always like, dude, like I'm just trying to enjoy my night. I don't want to go to bed at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I'm trying to enjoy my night when nobody's bothering me. So that means morning doesn't necessarily feel motivating to get up. I just kind of want to. So how do you stay consistent when your motivation is low, but you still have those responsibilities?
For me, it's remembering why I'm doing it, right? I mean, obviously, bills is a big reminder of why I'm doing what I'm doing. But my kids is a big reminder of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And my goals is a big reminder of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it's always remembering why this is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that, I hate to say it requires a moment of reflection. Not that I ever forget why I'm doing it, but it's that moment of reflection of this is where you came from, this is where you want to go.
Yeah.
Do we want to keep going or do we want to slack off? And it's making the decision every day to be like, no, we want to get there. Because I mean, I've said this to you before. There's times where I want to be like, I ain't doing this no more. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I'm sick of it. I don't want to do it before I'm ready to quit. So it's having that moment of, all right, are we checking out today or are we going to keep on going? Mm-hmm. And it's a real conversation you have to have with yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think also it is important that like you noticed on the motivational side, why are you lacking motivation? Are you overwhelmed? Are you worn out? Because sometimes pushing through motivation doesn't do anything but make it worse, right? Mm-hmm. So there are times it's just like, I'll be honest, I don't feel like coming. Yesterday, when the thought of we had to come, I almost texted everybody and said, stay home. And I remembered I had an interview because I didn't feel like coming.
Yeah.
But then when I got up and worked out, I'm excited. And we're actually staying later today than we stayed in a long time.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even tired right now.
I'm not either.
I'm out of coffee.
Right. So sometimes it is just like, okay, it's for the moment. Once you push through it, you'll be okay. Yeah. Sometimes though, it is a sign that you need rest, right? Like even in the Bible, although God didn't need rest, he took rest to show us that this was part of what he wants us to do. So sometimes it's evaluating like, what is it? Like, am I emotionally drained? Am I physically drained? Am I mentally drained? Do I need to say, hey, I need to take some time? I actually had to force her the other day, like, take a day off. It's okay. It's all right. Sometimes you need that, right? Like, so sometimes it's realizing why am I not motivated? And sometimes the push through for the motivation is not necessarily going further. Sometimes it's saying, okay, let me take an additional hour. Or let me take a day. So that way, when I come back, I show up the way that I should show up. Right. So that's my answer.
And just to touch on that a little bit further, because that reminds me of a conversation I had with Pinky one time when she had first started. She was still in high school when she was working at Puma. And this is like right after COVID. And so she was working, she was going to school remotely. And so she was working full time in her job. And they were in the position, or they were at the time transitioning her. I can't even talk anymore. Transitioning her from like just being a store employee to more managerial responsibilities. And they were looking at promoting her. And so she was going from like working maybe 3 or 4 hours in the evenings to where they were giving her like 8-hour shifts consistently. And she was also working in a nursing home. So she had spent like all weekend working in the nursing home, 8 hours. And then during the week at Puma, they were giving her 8-hour shifts. And I remember like one day she was like, Mom, like I don't work like 5 8-hour shifts in a row. And I'm really, really tired. I don't really want to work this one. Can you call me off? Because I don't think she was 18 at the time. So she was like, can you call me and tell them that I'm sick or something so I can just take a day off? And I said, well, I could, but also remember, this is what you prayed for. You wanted more hours. You wanted more money. You wanted more responsibility. You could just take a day off because you're tired, or you can push through it and show them they didn't make a mistake by promoting you to manager, because you're going to have a lot more days like this in the future. Mm-hmm. You have days off coming up in the future. You could just push through it and get through the day, and then you'll be off for 2 days. Or you can make an excuse now, and they'll be looking at you like, we just promoted you, you're already calling off. Mm-hmm. So I said, I'm going to let you think about it, and you tell me what you want to do. And she still went to work. So like you said, some days it's about remembering why you're doing it and deciding if do I really need a break, or am I just being lazy and trying to cop out, and then make a decision on which way you want to go.
Yeah. Well, and it does go back to that thought, which I say all the time. In order to be at a certain level, you have to do what others won't do. So that does, but I also want to mention self-care is important too, right? Yeah. Now, if your self-care seems like it's an all the time thing, then you're not self-caring. You're right. But sometimes we can overdo it to the point where it's just like, okay, if I push, am I hurting myself? And I guess for me, since I do have my medical situation, right, where stress kind of like amplifies it, I do have to say, okay, I need to look at this, and do I need it? And if I need it, I'm going to take it. But you know me, it takes a lot for me to need it.
So what's one free morning habit with huge returns?
Okay, so I feel like I said it already, but devotional, whether it's devoting time to what you believe in or devoting time to yourself, taking that minute and not just rushing to get up and go. Like I'm so that is a huge thing. Like not just saying, okay, as soon as I get up, I'm getting up, I'm getting in a shower, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm doing my hair, blah, blah, and then as soon as I finish getting ready, I got to get right on the road, get there. And as soon as I get there, I got to walk in and work. Like I feel like that is you're like doing a disservice for yourself. Take a minute in the morning, even if it's 10-15 minutes, to just like wake up, be grateful for the fact that you woke up, that you got life breathed into your body, that you are in good health or whatever. Because if you don't take the time to recognize that at first, as the day goes on, it starts to get hard to recognize it because either stuff is happening or you're too busy. Even if it's good stuff, you're too busy or whatever, and then everything happens and it's time to go to bed, right? Yeah. So just getting up and just realizing, hey, I'm up, hey, I'm mobile. Even if I'm not mobile, there's a reason why I'm still here, because I woke up, which means God has a reason for why I'm here. So let me just be grateful for that and sit in that for a minute. And then after I've sat in it, okay, now I can get up, right? It's because we don't take the time to recognize it is why we often just get to a point where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But like when you sit in a minute, when you're like, okay, do it all, just like you said earlier, do it all. I'm here. I have to go to work. I get to go to work. You know how many people don't get to go to work? Because they don't have a job or they have a disability that doesn't allow them to go do work, or, I get to go to work. And then for me, I like to even say, I get to choose to go, right? Like, because just like anybody else, I can say, I'm not doing this today. But no, I get to choose to go and to do my best. And things may go good, they may go bad, but I'm going to recover from the bad. And if it's good, I'm just going to keep, so definitely that piece that says, get up in the morning, take a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just appreciate where you are.
Yeah. That was exactly what I was going to say, honestly, was the gratitude, because, obviously we joke about, feeling old now that we're 40.
39.
And there's so many people that, we went to school with, people our age. I told my kids recently when they called me old because I'm 40, I said, but if I was to die tomorrow, people would say, oh, she's so young. Right. So we know people our age who have passed away. We know people our age or even older who have health conditions, when things aren't working right anymore and stuff like that. And they have disabilities. And that's something that especially here lately, because, I don't like to go to the doctor unless I absolutely have to. I hate going to the doctor.
I'm the same.
So that's something I've been really cautious of lately. Is just always being like, all right, Lord, I'm grateful that I woke up this morning, because so many people my age, younger than me, aren't. And that's a scary thing, especially now that we're getting older. You're faced more with your own mortality the older that you get. And so you start looking at things like, what if I'm not around to see my grandkids? Like just little things like that are things that I think about. The other day, I was sitting down watching something. I was watching football the other day, and I had been in one position too long. My arm went numb. I was like, oh, shit, is it my time? Like, I got scared. Little stuff like that. When you get older, you be like, oh, shit, is this it? So I'm always trying to be more cautious now of things like that, and just appreciating the fact that I still can. The other day when I walked around to your house, I can still walk. I can still take walks. Every morning it's taking a few seconds to be like, Lord, I woke up this morning. I didn't have to. There's so many people who don't. Little stuff like that you don't take for granted once you get to a certain age. And so even just that little time to be appreciative of the small things, that you're still able-bodied. Even if you're not, that you're still alive, that you still have other ways that you can contribute and, fulfill your purpose. Just being appreciative for those little moments goes a long way. And it does really change your whole outlook on the whole day. It makes you feel more positive. It makes you feel more empowered of, I woke up, I have a chance, let me do something with it. Yeah. Don't take moments like that for granted.
Absolutely. It's your turn, Grandpa.
We gotta edit that part out. So with that being said, sometimes life happens, as we know, and throws everything off track. So let's unpack that actually. So how do you reset when life throws your morning off track?
Okay, so we've been doing so well with our timing, but we're starting to run over, so I'm going to give a quick answer. So how do I reset? Oftentimes it's just Actually, it happened this morning. A client of mine requested something last minute and was like, can I get this now? So I did it real quick. And then I took a minute and was like, okay, back to normal programming. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that means I got to take an extra 5 minutes after doing whatever threw me off track just to make sure that I pull it back, I tend to do that. Because however the morning is supposed to go, you can't always guarantee what that looks like. So find time to reset. What about you?
I use profanity to reset. Usually, something throws my morning off track. I have a few minutes where I sit and I rant and I cuss about it, and then I'm like, all right, let's get back to business. So that's how I don't trust people who don't cuss. So I'm an advocate for profanity. So if you got to drop a few F-bombs or MFers and then you get it out and then you're like, all right, back to positivity, then that's how I reset. And it works.
I'm trying to work on my cussing. So, all right. So how can mornings shift from stressful to sacred?
That's a good question. It's being intentional. It's making sure that you spend that time just for you, setting your mind the way you want it to be, and not letting anybody infringe on that time. Even if it means first thing in the morning, because I put my do not disturb focus on at like 8:45 because Sage goes to bed between 9 and 9:30. So I don't want my phone going off after a certain time, disturbing her when she's trying to get ready for bed. So I know after a certain time, nobody's going to be able to get through unless they're on my favorites. And then it better be an emergency if you're calling me that late. Otherwise,
unless it's me.
Right. So if first thing in the morning, it might even include extending that time to a certain time in the morning to where you still can't get through when I'm having my me time in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you set aside a specific time just for you to where you can get your mind together, not letting anybody interrupt that time either.
Yeah. So I would say the same. So I my phone goes on do not disturb at 9:00 p.m. and it will turn back on at 6:30. But also, mind you, I get up at 5, so it still gives me that hour and a half to kind of like regroup. So with that being said, we're here at the end of the show. We're going to give a takeaway from both of us. So my takeaway is your mornings shape your momentum, and keep that in mind.
And mine is every sunrise is a chance to reset, refill, and realign your confidence.
All right. So next session, we'll talk about the ultimate productivity hack, right? Rest in the self-care CEO. All right. So we will see you next time.